Good morning. So by this video we are going to see the continuation for the design of a slab culvert. So before that video part 1, we have to design a we have to find the area of the steel reinforcement required. So at that step we have to find that AST required is a 1607 mm square. So we are providing a 20 mm diameter, 190 mm center to center. So and also we are checking with a minimum reinforcement, so 0.12 percentage of the minimum reinforcement, so it is will be a safe. So by the continuation we have to find the distribution reinforcement for this slab culvert. So as per IRC guidelines IRC 6, the distribution reinforcement in the slab culvert is provided to resist the moment equal to the sum of 0.2 times, that is more important, 0.2 times of the dead loads and also the 0.3 times live loads. So that's why we are finding the separately dead loads and live loads. So 0.2 times of the dead loads and 0.3 times of the live loads should be considered for the distributor reinforcement, distributory moments. So moments in the traverse direction, that means 0.2 times of the dead load and 0.3 times of the live load. So already we know the moment due to dead load is a 41.68 kilonewton meter, so 0.2 times. Then the moment due to the live load is a 80.78, already we are discussing, so 0.3 into 80.78, so sum of these two it will comes around 32.57 kilonewton meter per meter. So effective depth in the traverse direction, so we should assuming that the 12 mm diameter bars are used. So for the 12 mm diameter bars, so effective depth will be reduction of a half of the diameter of the bar. So that's why we are finding the center of the bar to the bottom of the bottom of the uh, slab. So this is the effective cover. So I am we here. So we know for 400 is a depth for a slab culvert and 50 is a effective cover and 10 is a clearance between a main reinforcement and a distributary. Then 6 will be used as a half of the diameter of the bar. So that's why I am here 6, 12 by 2. So its value comes around from 400 to, we have subtracted these all portions. So 334 mm is a depth, effective depth for the distributor portion. So for this depth we know the moment is a 32.57. so moment and depth we have to find the AST required. So AST is nothing but MU is equal to 0.87 FY AST D into 1 minus FY AST divided by FCK B into D. So this is well known formula. So from by this formula we have to apply and we will find the AST required as a 416 mm square. So 416 mm square, it will be lesser value against to 680 mm. 680 mm is nothing but a minimum reinforcement required. That means a 0.12 percentage of a overall area, 0.12 by 100 into 1000 into 400. So we have providing a not a 461 680 mm. So this is the minimum reinforcement. So we have to provide a reinforcement for 680 mm. So hence we are providing 12 mm diameter bars at 230 mm center to center in the traverse directions. So this is the design for a distributor. So next we have to check the slabs in that shear. So maximum shear force occurs near the support. We know it is just a simply supported. So by the simply supported beams it have maximum shear force at the support section. So shear force due to dead loads we have to find. So dead load is nothing but a half into load into then width of the slab. So 11.65 already we know in the first step we have find the dead load for this slab culvert. So dead load is 11.65. So half into 11.65 into its a length is a 5. So we know this is a slab. So here 8.2 meter. So this is a 5 meter. So support means this is the support section. So by the support section it has the shear force like this direction, like this. So I am putting here 5 meter. So that's why half into 11.65 into 5. So its value, shear force value comes around 29.125 kilonewton per meter. So here shear force due to the live load will be maximum when the load is at the support as shown in figure. So the first step is here for calculation for dead loads, then next step is calculation for a live loads. So we know the loading calculations. So actually this is the live load calculation. So we know that length of the overall load is here 1.2 meter, left side 1.2 meter, right side 1.2 meter, so 2.4 meter. And we considering a point loads as a uniform distributed load because of its overlapped two direction. So we are considering it is a uniform distributed load like this. So its magnitude comes around 23.167. So here I am writing here. So its magnitude is a 23.167. So 1.2 meter plus 1.2 meters 2.4 meter. So okay, so this is the live load. Already we know the live load is a moving loads. So moving loads will move around from left side to right side. So for the maximum bending moment conditions, so we are placing the live load in the middle section. But in this case we are finding the maximum shear. So we know maximum shear will occur when the load is near to the supports, or otherwise the maximum shear force occurs at the support sections. That's why I am placing here like this from ILD diagrams. So this is, if I am placing the force like this, then will be we have a maximum shear force. So from this diagram, maximum shear force due to line load RA. So by this formula we have to find the shear force value 23.1674 into length is 2.4 meters. So total magnitude into 5.35 minus 1.2 divided by 5.35. So that by this calculation we have to find the loads per meter length. So what is the shear force per meter length of this slab? So here 5.35 is nothing but a effective span, and 5.35 minus 1.2 means, so we know the maximum shear will occur at the middle of these loads. That's why I am putting 5.3 minus 1.2, so remaining sections. So then next we have to find the increasing in the shear force due to the impact load also. So impact factor is nothing but a 0.4. already we found it. So due to impact factor 1.4 into 43.14 kilonewton will be added. So total shear force will be 1.4 into 43.16. so its value comes around 60.4 kilonewton per meter. So total shear force is nothing but a shear force due to dead load and shear force due to live load. Already we know dead load is here 29.125. so 29.125 plus 60.4. so total shear force with consideration of impact load, so overall is a 89.525 kilonewton per meter. From shear force calculation we have to find the ultimate shear force. So ultimate shear force is nothing but a factor of safety 1.5 into 89.525. so overall ultimate shear force values comes 134.3 kilonewton per meter run. So from this we have to find the check for the shear. So check for the shear is nothing but a shear stress calculation. So we should find the working shear force, working shear stress. So tau V working shear stress is nothing but a ultimate shear force divided by sectional area. So VU divided by BD, VU value comes 134.3 into 10 power 3 per kilonewton to Newton divided by B 1000 into D 350. So tau V is 0.38 Newton per mm square is a actual shear force acting on this slab. So we have find with the designed shear stress. So PT is nothing but a percentage of a reinforcement. So percentage of reinforcement 100 into AST divided by BD. So 100 into AST we are providing is a 1607 mm square, already we know. So 100 into 1607 divided by B per meter length, so 1000 into D is a 350. so effective depth, so its value comes 0.45%. so 0.45% of a AST. So from IS 456 calculation, so for the percentage of 0.45 percentage and M20 concretes, the shear stress, the designed shear stress tau C is comes 0.45 Newton per mm square. That means the structure will be capable for the maximum shear stress of a 0.45 Newton per mm square. But we are considering by the loading. So by the loading it will be acting a 0.38 Newton per mm square stress. So this value is a lesser value and the capacity of our structure will be maximum. So tau C is a higher, then tau is a smaller. So tau C greater than tau B, since the shear reinforcement is not required because it is a safe against to shear. Then design of a curb. So curb is a nothing but a side portions of this culvert. So curb is mostly used for a safety against wheel and passengers by walking, something like this. So okay, we are going to designs. So we know our curb size have a 0.6 meter width and runs over the 5 meter length. That's we know. So live load on the curb we considering is a 4 kilonewton per meter square. So it is all a passengers walking loads. So we considering like IS 456 the human loads 4 kilonewton per meter square. Then horizontal or lateral load at the top of the curb is a 7.5 kilonewton per meter. So this horizontal or lateral load will have due to the movement of your wheels, movement of your vehicles, and sometimes some impacts like a small impacts are caused. So by these impacts we have to considering a lateral loads for this curb. So from the codal provisions we have to assume the lateral loads as 7.5 kilonewton per meter. So let height of the curve above the deck slab is a 250 mm. So let us assume 250 mm is a height of the curve. So this is the road structure. From road structure to the curve will be having the height of 250 mm. Okay. So then total depth of the curve will be, so 250 mm height plus 75 is a length depth of the wearing cord, and 400 mm is a 400 mm depth of the slab. So we should sum all these things. So 250 plus 75 plus 400, 725 mm. So 725 mm is a overall depth at the curb section. So effective cover will be assumed as a 50. So overall effective depth D is 725 minus 50, 675 mm. So for this curb portion we have also find the load calculation. So dead loads for dead loads and live loads. So by this load calculation, dead load of the curb is a 0.6 into 0.725 into 25. 25 is nothing but a unit weight of a concrete. Then 0.725 is nothing but a depth of the curb portion, and 0.6 is nothing but a here 0.6 is nothing but a width of the curb portion. So that's the overall loads for the curb. Dead load is a 10.875 kilonewton per meter. So also we know the live load value is a 4 kilonewton per meter square, but we are less than a meter square. That means here its width is a 0.6. So left side 0.6 and a y direction it have a just maybe 5 meter around, but we are considering only a 1 meter. It will goes up to 5. So that's why I am here putting a live load on 0.6 times. Same time live dead loads on the curb also I am putting 0.6. So by this two calculation the loads on the railing is a 0.5 kilonewton per meter. We have added this also. So total load is nothing but a sum of these three. So sum of these three comes 13.775 kilonewton per meter. Okay, for the curb portion, so moment will be considering as a simply supported beam. So uniform distributor loader, simply support beam. So moment value WL square by 8. So W is nothing but a 13.77 overall loads on the curve section into 5.35 whole square divided by 2. 5.35 is a effective length for this slab culvert. So its value comes 49.3 kilonewton meter per meter run. So ultimate moment is nothing but a factor of 51.5 into this value 49.3. So its value 74 kilonewton meter per meter. So already we know we have the moments and the depth section, so we need to find the AST. So AST nothing but mu is equal to 0.87 Fy AST d into 1 minus Fy AST divided by FCK b into d. So here I am putting all the values for this formula. So 74.74 into 10 power 6 is the ultimate moment. So 0.87 Fy 415 AST depth is here 675 mm. So 725 minus 50 effective cover reduction. So effective depth is 675 and putting 1 minus Fy AST divided by FCK 20 b is 1000. We are considering per meter length into depth is 675. So AST value we have to providing is 307 mm square. So we are providing a 3 bars of 12 mm diameter. So 3 bars of 12 mm diameter will be capable for it will be more for 307 mm square. So I am providing 12 mm bars. Then we know the lateral forces we are considering is 7.5 kilonewton per meter. So span in vertical direction is 725 minus 500. That means this is the road side. So this is a 0.6 meter curve. Here 400. So here 250. So overall depth is 725. From 725 we are deducting this minus. So this is the actual curve portion will be laid over the slab. So that this portion will have the lateral forces. So that's why span in the vertical direction is 725 minus 400. So 325 mm. So 325 mm is a area for having a lateral force. So bending moment is 7.5 lateral force load into per meter per length 1000 divided by 1000 into 325 mm. So the bending moment due to lateral load will comes 437.5 kilonewton per meter. So effective depth along the vertical direction is 600 minus 50 is 550. So 600 minus 50 is nothing but so like this. So this portion is 600. So load is this direction. So this is the actual depth, like we are tilting like this direction. So like this direction. So this here depth. So from the depth we have to deduct the covers. So here 600 minus 50, so 550. So ultimate moment is 1.5 into the bending moment value 437. Sorry, 2437 Newton per mm, not a kilonewton, Newton per mm square. So here 1.5 into 2437.5. So ultimate moments value 3656.25 Newton per mm square. So this is nothing but a 3.6 in kilonewton mm. Otherwise into 10 power minus 6 Newton mm. So if we considering this value very small value, so which value is very less, hence we are providing a minimum steel of a 8 mm vertical ties at 300 mm center to center. So and 2 10 mm anchor bars, 2 10 mm anchor bars are provided at the corners of the two stirrups. The reinforcement detailing of the slab will be here. Next page. here. So the designs are over. So here I am providing a reinforcement detailing. So already we know the main reinforcement is a 1607 mm. So here it is the main reinforcement. So we know the main reinforcement having 12 mm diameter bars at 230 mm center to center. So it is a main reinforcement, and distributor have also main reinforcement is a 20 mm diameter bars at 190 mm center to center, and the distributor is a 12 mm diameter bars at 230 mm center to center here. And this portion is a curb section. So curb section we know the main reinforcement is a 3 numbers. So 3 numbers of a 12 mm diameter. So that's I am providing 3 numbers of 12 mm diameter here. Also for a minimum shear reinforcement we are providing a 8 mm dia stirrups. So this stirrups, this ring is a stirrups of 8 mm vertical stirrups at 300 mm center to center spacing, and it is these two are here 2 anchor bars. So 2 bars of 10 mm diameter bars we are providing. So main reinforcement and distributor. So its depth value 400 mm, and cover is wearing coat is a 75 mm, and distance between the levels difference between a road surface and the curb surface is a 250 mm. So width of the curb is a 600 mm or 0.6 meter. So overall depth at the curb section is a 725 mm. So this detailing will be written in this diagram. So like this. So we have find the section AA here. So it is a cross section view for this slab culvert. So next is a longitudinal section for this slab culvert. So I am cutting the section at a portion A and A like this. So like this direction it have a main reinforcement as a 20 mm diameter. So main reinforcement is a bottom reinforcement. So 20 mm diameter bars at 190 mm center to center we have provided. So like this the dots are shows the distributory bars. So distributory bars we know 12 mm diameter bars at 230 mm center to center, and this direction. So it is an anchor cranked bars. So cranked bars used alternative bars are cranked. So that's why here main reinforcement will be cranked alternatively at the portions of a 1 meter from support. So here 20 mm diameter bars at 380 mm center to center. So we choosing alternative bars. The spacing is 190. So 2 times of 190 is a 380 mm. So 380 mm center to center we have providing a cranked bars. So this is the reinforcement detailing for this slab culvert. So by this our design for the slab culvert will be concluded. So if you have any doubts please comment below here. Thank you.